In today's video, I am going to be breaking down different defensive plays that we've seen in the NBA and basically the tips that they used to be able to allow you to play a better defensive game in your next game or your next practice. So let's get down and let's check out the strategies that these players used to be able to get different steals, blocks, and everything else. One thing about playing defense is you're going to need to be able to jump high and you need to be able to accelerate quickly. If you want to be able to do that, make sure to go check out my vertical jump training book that is down in the description below. Okay, so let's watch this first play and what happens right there. So at first it looks like he got his ankles broken, but in reality, he only stumbled just a bit. And to be absolutely 100% honest with you, if you don't get your ankles broken, that means you're not really playing defense. But what does he do next? He gets his chest into the shoulder of that player. Now, see, when you're an offensive player, what you really want to do is you want to be able to get your shoulder lower than the defender's shoulder so that you can have the advantage, more leverage to push up against that defender so that you can get past them. In reality, if this player was overplaying, which he is, on this side, he should have then spun back. He didn't do that. And what do we see? Well, he loses the ball. Now, this is not a foul. This was not a foul at all. The reason why this was not a foul is exactly what we see right here. And let me break this down, because if you want to be a better defender, this is what you need to be able to do. Obviously, he stayed on his feet. That was number one. Number two, he's now getting low. Look at how low his shoulders are versus the shoulders of his offensive player. Now, this means that that defender is going to have more leverage against that offensive player. At this time, he takes a quick hop in front. Remember, he owns this ground. You are the owner of the cylinder that is above your body and below your body. By getting your chest square with your offensive player, you are showing to the referee, I am not fouling. I am owning my ground. Now, while his feet were slightly off, you really only need 1 foot down to own that ground. You could also be jumping up in the air. It doesn't matter. Either way, this is your cylinder in NBA and FIBA basketball, which means that you own that ground, as long as you are not moving towards that offensive player. At this time, he gets his hand in there, poking that ball free. This allows him to get that steal. Now, of course, that offensive player falls, flops, whatever you may want to call it, but either way, the defender was able to get away with that ball. Okay, so this is a very common mistake. We clearly see it at the NBA level, but we see it a lot at the youth level. When you're coming down on a fast break, you've got a really good defender. He gets in front of you. He shows you his chest. He is now owning that ground. And that slows that offensive player down just enough. This defender, his goal is not to steal the ball. His goal is to make the offensive player's life a living hell until he gets to that rim. He needs to slow him down so that the trailing defenders are able to at least contest that layup or dunk. And that's exactly what we've seen. He was able to slow down that offensive player. 2 defenders came in and both pinned his layup and blocked him on that backboard. Whatever incidental contact happens afterwards is not a foul. This is all just incidental contact. Block was already made. There is no foul. Which is why the referee, who is literally right there, did not call the foul. There was 2 clean lines of sight from both referees. No foul because it's just incidental contact after the block. Just make sure to make the contact with the ball first before you make body contact afterwards. Now, this is a fantastic block on this drive, but it was actually a massive mistake on the offensive player's side. So, let me explain this to you right here. Basically, what happened? Well, there's a defender here. Your body is here. The ball is here. You're trying to do a right hand, inside hand layup on the left side of the basket. This defender doesn't need to be a good defender. He doesn't. He doesn't need to be anything other than athletic to be able to pin this ball on the backboard. The reason why this was a massively bad decision was because of this. Look at the open lane that this defender has to be able to block this ball. This lane would not have been here if this was a left hand layup, potentially going off of 2 feet, right foot, left foot right here, getting his body in between the defender and the ball, And if he was to do that off of 2 feet, finish left-handed, or maybe finish with a reverse, who knows? This would have got the defender having to reach over top of the body and most likely making contact with the body first before making contact with the ball. And if you make contact with the body first before the ball, it's a foul. So, as a defender, should we always just sit here and be like, well, I just got beat, I'll just stand here and do nothing? No. You always want to track this guy down, because if he makes a mistake like this, you can capitalize and pin him on the backboard. I hope that this video has helped you become a better defender. Make sure to go check out my vertical jump training book that is down in the description below if you are looking to be able to become faster, maybe defend better, and jump higher, maybe dunk, block more shots, whatever it may be. Anyways, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again in my next video.